Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. First thing in the day, we're out here, baby. We're in nature, and you hear that bird like singing. It's happy to be alive. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. 10 things you should never forget when everything falls apart. It's gonna fall apart. Like, that is life initiation. Have you lost your job recently? Maybe your relationship has ended. Or maybe you're just having a really bad day. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? It's happened to me. I lost my job. No, I didn't even have a job for a long time. And I felt worthless. It's hard. Not hard, but hard. A lot of different stuff is happening to us at different times to test us. And I've been tested, oh yeah. And I'm gonna share with you what I never forgot that helped me get through it. When we talk of becoming your greatest version, let's start with the first thing you should never forget when everything falls apart. Because it's gonna fall apart, baby. But then it's gonna come back together. You gotta have a sense of humor. It's not funny. Have you ever been in a conversation with your friend and then they're really serious and then you start laughing in the middle and you're like, I shouldn't actually be laughing. But you have to, because you know it's too serious to take serious. And they're like, don't laugh. And they're so serious that they create so much resistance that now their problem is harder. Resistance makes stronger. When I didn't have a job for a long time, I would be laughing to myself like, oh my God, like laughing so much when it like, you don't know what to do anymore. Like, you can either cry, but we've been doing that, or just laugh it off. And once you're laughing, that is a process of alchemy that releases all of this oxytocin. Okay? Like, you get that when you hug someone. And all of a sudden you're like, what am I laughing about? But it feels good. And that's what gets you through it, because that is a catalyst for helping you have a great attitude to becoming your greatest version. Slow motion that side. But it's not funny, Ralph. A lot of serious stuff is happening to me. I get it. But at the same time, being serious, so serious, won't help you. You see, if you don't laugh at yourself, you are going to be in for a rude awakening. Because let's face it, a lot of life is a joke. That moment, the moment you realize that, is your awakening. I get it now. Like, you don't want to take all of life so seriously because most of it is made up. Don't worry about it. See, even the cat down the road is laughing at that. Laugh. What's the second thing you should never forget when everything falls apart? Perception, baby. You have this amazing ability, everybody has it, to perceive things in a different way. Okay? Many artists have a different perception from other artists. Okay? They are unique in their perception and they create great art. Now, when bad things happen, bad things, which really aren't bad, they're just there to challenge you, to push you to the next level. I was driving one day on the Pacific Coast Highway, coming back from the OC, and guess what happened? Yeah, the car broke down. I was like in this zone where I just wanted to get home, but I wasn't really paying attention. So I went into a gas station, I went on the curb, and the car just went crazy. Okay, I had to call someone. It was terrible. But I was sitting in the car for like 3 hours. They were like, I'll be with you soon. I'm like, hurry up, man. Gotta go home. Gotta feed the cat down the road. I had to learn patience. Something I didn't want to do there and then. But I realized if I could change my perception, I said, wait a minute. there is some Bob Marley I haven't listened to. So I spent like that whole time enjoying some great music, some great reggae, like sending emails, because I don't really send a lot of emails. Sometimes I'm so busy. So I use that time to do something else. I changed my whole perception to say, yeah, what's happened has happened, but what am I going to do about it? You see, it's not what happens to us that really gets us. It's how we react and respond. And how you react and respond has the power to change the whole situation itself. So after listening to music, when the guy came to my car, I was in such a good mood. He was like, "Are you sure you the one that this happened to?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's all gravy, baby." Goodness gracious, he said. Then we just like had the greatest fun. Okay, perception is everything. It creates reality. The third thing you should never forget when everything falls apart, talk to me, perspective. You see, some people say, "Gosh, life is so terrible right now. I'm going through such a hard time." I say, take a plane somewhere, okay, where they don't even have the internet. Like you lose your phone for like 5 minutes and then you have a panic attack. Oh my gosh, where's my phone gone? Don't worry about it. I do the same thing. Look, I've been to certain countries where there is no internet. Okay, some people don't even have the basic resources that we take for granted, yet we're complaining that there's no internet signal. Don't worry about it. It's a real issue. Because you see, everything is relative. So I'm not trying to say that that's not important, because it is, because you made it important. But I'm saying change your perspective to say it's not the end of the world right now. Like the world hasn't ended, has it? No, the trees are still up there. That's great. Okay, phew. Thought they were blown away somewhere. Perspective is everything. Look, if you come closer to me, you're going to start seeing me in a very different way. That's what I mean about perspective. Many times it's about angles. Okay, sometimes you need to move a bit to this side to get a clearer view, or move a bit to this side to get an even better view. Okay? Perspective is everything when dealing with life challenges. Okay? Some people say, "I don't have any money." Yet, wait, you just came out of Whole Foods. Can't be that serious. Maybe it is. But at the same time, if you change your perspective to say, actually, I can still earn more. Right? What is stopping me? Today's a new day, baby. That's perspective for you. Slow motion on that side. Okay, the fourth thing you should never forget when everything falls apart is the POA, which is the plan of action. You see, it's a shock. I get it. Sometimes things just happen unexpected. Gosh, life is full of surprises. And we don't know how to deal with it. Like, what are we going to do? And we spend all of that time ruminating on the problem that it grows. Why, Ralph? Because whatever you focus on grows. So when I was searching for a job over a decade ago, I was like, okay, what's my plan of action? I'm not going to feel down because nobody wants to hire me. I said, screw that, I'm going into nature, baby. Can I get a hello? And it felt fantastic. Then I actually got a job in a school, and it was great. But then I actually left. You see, the plan of action, the plan of action is saying, okay, this is the problem. What are we going to do about it? Because me thinking about the problem isn't going to change it. That's so obvious, Ralph, but when it happens, it isn't. You see, because we're in a shock. So the plan of action, in a very practical way, this is what I do. If something happens out of the blue that I'm not prepared for, I do this. Look. Woo. Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Where were we? You see, you gotta calm down. You gotta calm down. You gotta slow down. You see, once you calm down, you gain clarity. A lot of us, when things happen that we don't expect, when it's really hard, we get into a frenzy. And that is beautiful in the initial stage. But you see, a lot of us, we keep doing that. And then we make the problem even bigger. So once I started to calm down, just say chill, like do that, say chill. Then the plan of action comes. Okay, and it's not easy. It definitely is not easy. Nobody said it would be easy. This ain't kindergarten, baby. This is life. Kindergarten is actually pretty difficult. I don't know. Which one did you go to? Don't worry about it. What's the fifth thing you should never forget when everything falls apart? 7-day vegan challenge. What's your life like? What are you eating these days when things aren't going your way? You see, what happens to a lot of us subconsciously, let's just say someone shouts at you. Someone puts you into a bad mood. No, you put yourself into a bad mood. You just allowed them to. Okay? Let's just say that happens. Why'd you shout at me? I just woke up. Hey. Now, you go to the kitchen, or maybe you go to nature, and then you eat foods which are exactly the same vibration as that person that shouted at you. Sometimes when people are very panicky, very anxious, they go and eat a lot of fried foods because that's the kind of vibration of fried foods, baby. You're fried up. Okay? So what I do is I reverse it. If I'm having a really bad day, that's when I have to start comfort eating. What am I talking about? That means I gotta buy blueberries, strawberries, figs, dates, avocados, lemons, limes, papaya, bananas. Yeah, you get my drift. Okay? Because I want to feel good right now, because I'm not feeling good right now. So I got to feel good by eating foods that make me feel good. You see, a lot of us, when things go, has this ever happened to you? Let's just say something not good has happened to you, and then you go and blast your music really loud. It's really aggressive, the song, and then it only makes it worse. So you actually now amplify what you're actually going through. Slow motion that side. So what's helped me along my journey is to sometimes play classical music while I'm eating a bunch of grapes. And it does wonders. Now, the sixth thing you should never forget when everything falls apart, you have to imagine you are on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Are you gonna ask the audience? Phone a friend? Yeah, let's phone a friend right now, please. Let's do that. Because you see, a lot of us, we love to do everything by ourselves. A lot of us say, I got this. No, you haven't. You need help. I need help. Sometimes I'm going through something, then I call on the cat down the road. I even call on the squirrels, and then I call you, like, help me out. I'm not someone that likes to ask for help because I'm a Pisces. And Pisces, they might twist their ankle and then ask, is your ankle okay? What the hell is going on? I'm a really compassionate person, so I always look out for other people. But at the same time, I've learned along my journey, you see, you got to practice the art of self-love, which means you got to love yourself by asking sometimes when you need help. There is no shame in asking for something. There is no shame in asking for something, calling a friend and saying, look, I'm going through a really hard time. I'm not here to drain your energy, but I just need to talk to you right now. You see, if it's a good friend, they'll say, okay, I hear you. You see, and if you are someone who is phoning a friend, you don't have to like drain them of their energy. Just go in cool, like, yeah, I just need someone to talk to, da-da-da-da-da-da. And then you find that they're not drained, and then you both lift each other's energy up, okay? So phone a friend whenever things fall apart. They might give you another perspective. It's happened to me along my journey. Sometimes I ask people for advice. They say, Ralph, hey, do that. And I'm like, okay, let's go with it. No shame, baby. No shame. What's number 7? The 7th thing you should never forget when everything falls apart. Ups and downs are what ups and downs are what makes the world go around. Look, ups, downs. There would be no ups without downs. There would be no ups without downs. So every time things start to fall apart, just realize that you need to fall down to experience the ups. That's why you call the ups the ups. Now, what's helped me along my journey is to realize that there are no ups and there are no downs. For me, it's about being in the now, where everything is neutral. So sometimes people say, oh, Ralph, you must be feeling so great. I'm like, yeah. When I was first making videos, I felt great as well. But you see, a lot of us, once again, we create what I call a trap where we love to separate things. We say, okay, when I get $1 million, I'm going to be happier. No, you won't. Trust me. Okay? As a child, think about this. As a child, you had no money and you were playing on swings and you were so happy, right? I was playing on the monkey bars, baby, and I was so happy. So happiness is something you create. You see, a lot of us, we have externalized our happiness. We say, when I get this job, I will be happy. So what I've realized along my journey is to say, yes, it might add to your happiness, but it all starts from within. And whenever things start to fall apart, just realize that the downs you have right now are only going to make the ups feel even so much better, baby. Can I get a hello? Number 8. There is a lesson when things fall apart. I didn't want to learn certain lessons along my journey when my life was crumbling right before my eyes. It felt like the world was ending and I would never get my life back. But then I said this. I said, okay, what is the lesson I can learn? Maybe, just maybe this is a time to reflect. You see, a lot of us, we don't realize when things fall apart, it is not by accident. You got to find the lesson in that. Okay, so if your life is crumbling right before your eyes, ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? Is there something the universe is trying to tell me? I realized when I wasn't eating great foods, my body was talking to me through metaphors, like I was on the toilet for a long time. Everything was falling apart. There was a lesson for me there to say, okay, Ralph, if you don't change your diet, things ain't going to be too good. So what I thought was actually bad was actually a blessing in disguise. Slow motion that side. Because then I woke up with a bunch of strawberries in my mouth, baby. The 9th thing you should never forget when everything falls apart is that everybody you see is going through something right now. You aren't the only one, and you got to realize this. Nobody said it would be easy. I see challenges as rungs on the ladder, okay? If you want to go to the next level, you need a new challenge. And new challenges come with greater difficulty, which means in evolving to become your greatest version, going to the next level, everything will fall apart. Like, when I'm learning something new, sometimes I'm playing the guitar, I want to learn a new song, I can't do it, everything is falling apart. Nobody said it would be easy, but at the same time, if I can be patient, if I can stick with it, I'll end up playing it. After a few years, and it will be great, okay? We want it easy. We want it easy. We want things now. We want it simple, but nothing that comes easy is worth having. You got to work for it. You got to sweat for it. You don't have to do that, actually. Just come into nature and then relax for it. But it's never going to be as easy as you think if you don't put in the practice, if you don't respect the craft. And the more you do that, the easier it will become. The 10th thing you should never forget when everything falls apart. That everything is falling apart because everything is reshaping itself to come together. Certain times you might lose certain friends. I did. I said, where'd you go? Nobody knows. But I realized that my frequency was changing. The universe was now making space for new people to enter into my life because I was speaking about crazy stuff, beautiful stuff, weird stuff that these people were accepting me for. Okay? The sun will rise again. Just say that 3 times whenever. Just say that 3 times. Just say that 3 times whenever things start to fall apart. The sun will rise again. The sun will rise again. Slow it down. The sun will rise again. Yes. Okay? You need seasons to experience them, to appreciate them. That's it right there. What you think is bad because it's falling apart could be the greatest blessing in disguise, because once you let go, not only do you feel freer, but there's a whole weight off your shoulders. Have a beautiful day. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. It feels so good to be alive. Can I get a hello? Infinite waters, diving deep once again. We're out here. We're in nature, baby. Stay well. Stay healthy.